Hello fellow survivors, and today on December 6th on 2024, the Long Dark was hotfixed just a few days after the patch was released that added all this new content in DLC Part 6, Broken Silence. Now whenever there's big content patches in the Long Dark, there's always bugs to be found. All sorts of things happen in a game that are not supposed to happen, and this is nothing new. And the developers even said that with an update this big, there will be bugs. And there's still going to be bugs in the game, but for now there's been a hotfix that addresses quite a few of them. There's a pretty extensive list here of different things that they have now fixed that should make the game a lot better. And you can read through them if you want. I'm not going to go through all of them. They're mostly minor things where they fixed smaller things here and there or corrected this and that. However, there are 4 things that I'd like to point out from this patch note that fixed something really important or something that's quite relevant. So let's go through those 4 things. The first one is that it's fixed an issue where killing a cougar made basically the cougar reappear in the same region. So some players complained about this, especially the streamer Kimiota. If you're not familiar with him, he's a great streamer. I think he killed 4 cougars in 4 days in Coastal Highway. It just respawned once he killed one and it came back. And that obviously wasn't intended. The cougar is not meant to be that ferocious and have that long of a respawn time. So that's been fixed. The cougar should now be much rarer and actually have an actual respawn time. The other thing that they changed that is of quite a big importance is the trader. Now the trader is someone that's new to the game and he has all sorts of items you can get, and I have a video about how the trader works that you can check out. However, there was an error in the patch, which was that you could only trade 3 items with the trader, but now it's actually 10, and that was supposedly the intended amount as well. It did strike me as odd that you can only pick 3 things out of the selection of stuff you had. I mean, why not pick more of it? So now that's been changed. There's 10 items you can now get from the trader at a time and not 3. The third one is that they fixed some of the breakable objects. This is referring to things in the wild that requires breaking down to progress. For example, in Hushra Valley, there's a bunch of these shrubs that you can break down to get access to a new area of the map. Some of these can be goated, but that's not really the point. The point is that for some reason you couldn't really interact with these and break them down. But that's been fixed now, and it should be possible to break these down and get out of these regions. And lastly, and this is a very important one for woodworking and base building, which is they now have fixed the issue of woodworking tools spawning. So what happened was that when this patch came live, you needed woodworking tools to make furniture in your base. You can do safe house customization without woodworking tools. You can just move stuff around or whatever. But if you want to make furniture, you have to have woodworking tools. Now the question is, of course, where are those woodworking tools? And before I say it, spoiler alert, I'm going to say where they are. So if you don't want to know, turn it off now. But yeah, those woodworking tools spawn in 3 locations. They spawn in Bleak Inlet in the Cannery. They spawn in Ash Canyon in Miner's Folly. And they spawn in Zone of Contamination in the Far Territory. At launch, there was an issue where if you had an existing save that you loaded up, the woodworking tools would only spawn in Zone of Contamination. And of course, if you didn't have the DLC, that effectively meant you couldn't even get them. That's now been fixed, and it should spawn in all 3 areas. So this is a rare item, but it should be in all of those 3. So if you need to get these, head to Bleak Inlet or Ash Canyon. I'm going to guess Ash Canyon, and grab those tools. And that's it. That's it for the patch notes. There are many other things in here as well. All sorts of things that have been fixed to do with the Cougar and safe house customization and the environment, and all sorts of things have been fixed. Mostly smaller stuff. And there'll probably be more patches like this as well that will fix other things too, because there's going to be a lot of issues when you have a patch this big. But for now, at least, a lot of these, immediate things that are wrong have been fixed. Okay, survivors, good luck with your runs. That's it for the update so far. Bye-bye.